Hey guys, it's me again. So I just finished my slide out maintenance video. We shot a one take here, and when I got done I realized that probably something else I should talk about while we're talking about slide outs. And I didn't want to make that video too long. I don't want this one to be too long. So let's just talk about slide toppers or slide out awnings. These things are very beneficial. Somebody's tried to probably sell them to you at some point, either when you bought your RV or you went in for a repair on your slide out. Somebody may have offered them to you, but did they explain the benefits of them? So today I'm going to go over the pros and the cons of slide out awnings, and you be the judge as to whether or not you believe you need them for your RV. I am personally a fan, and you're going to find out why, but again, it's a personal preference. So what I'm referring to here is just a simple awning. Turn my camera around. That goes on your awning or on your slide out. It is wound by cam springs inside, so it is spring loaded, and it will wrap up when you retract your slide out. You've probably seen these. It's nothing new to you guys. This Montana does have them on all 5 slide outs, and again, I highly recommend them. But let's talk about a couple things. Let's talk about the cons first of all. Number one, as you can see, there's more hardware here. There's a fabric, there's a rail on the wall, there's more things to go wrong with your RV. This is what I hear from people. And that's true. The more components you add to your RV, it is possible for them to fail. The fabrics are consumable parts, so you know, after 5 or 6 years, the sun's going to eat them. They're going to dry out, they're going to get crunchy, and they're going to need to be replaced. They are fairly inexpensive to replace fabrics. We charge less than an hour to replace them. And we use an aftermarket product from Lippert called Solera. It's heat welded material, lasts a very long time. So that might be the con, is the cost of the installation and having to replace fabrics every 5 years. That's about really all I can think of, is, you know, maybe one of them breaks, or the spring breaks, or your fabrics go bad and you need new ones, and you've got that cost. But let's talk about the benefits. Really, the benefits outweigh the cons in my personal opinion, and I'll give you some examples. So if you go camping, and let's say you're in a pine grove and you've got 5 slide outs out, and there's pine cones, dead squirrels falling out of trees, sticks, pine needles, God knows what, branches falling down. How many of you actually get up on your roof with a broom and sweep it off before you leave? Sweep off your roof so you're not sending debris into people's windshields as you're going down the highway. Sweep off your slide out roofs to make sure you're not bringing debris inside your coach or tearing up your slide seals or your roof. As a matter of fact, you know, a pine cone or a stick could wreak havoc and tear your rubber roof on that slide out. So that's just one example. It doesn't even have to be a pine tree. You know, it could be an oak tree, or I don't know where you're at, but it might be a eucalyptus tree. I don't know, walnuts even. But that's a huge benefit. It prevents you from having to get up there and clean those roofs off before you retract your rooms to go to your next destination. Another thing that's overlooked where I live, because we don't have snow and ice and cold temperatures very often, is if you're in a northern climate, where I started out working on RVs, I saw this a lot. People would try to run their rooms in with 9 inches of snow on top of them. What happens when you pack a snowball? It gets hard. So you run that room in and you've got 5 inches of fascia up there pushing snow against your wall. You're probably going to rip that fascia off of there. If not, you could again tear up your slide mechanism. Motor's working too hard. Tear up gears, stripping gears, trying to compress that snow. And also ice. If the tops of your slide outs have water on them and it freezes, you have this thin sheet of ice up there, and when you run your room in, what happens? The ice breaks, and now you have 500 knives on top of a rubber roof and a rubber seal. Terrible, terrible results. So those are just things to think about. And the last one I'm going to mention, the last benefit, which is also just excellent, is that you're protecting that rubber roof from the sun. Rubber roofs are not cheap to replace. Quite frankly, it's not easy to replace them. It's very aggravating to get them right, and it's costly to the consumer. So if you have a slide topper over that roof, instead of having, you know, a 10 to 12 year lifespan, you could get 20 years out of that thing easy. I'm very confident of that, just keeping the sun off of it, because you're not going to dry rot it. So that's my personal take on pros and cons of slide toppers. I recommend them to customers because I believe that the pros outweigh the cons. Again, you will have to be the judge whether they're good for you or not. And again, just imagine, this one doesn't have slide toppers. You park that thing in a forested area, how much stuff could accumulate on top of that roof before you run that slide out in? And who wants to climb on the roof with a broom and sweep them every time you go somewhere? Just my 2 cents. I hope it made sense to everyone. Please, if you like this video, tell your friends, your fellow RVers, subscribe, hit the like button, and if you have any questions or comments about Slideout awnings, please let me know down in the comments, and I will try my best to get back to you in a timely fashion. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate all of you. Until next time.